all the members of the Indian Commemoration Trust for giving me and my wife Diwali to be a part of this celebration. I also acknowledge the presence of the representative from Takshila Medical University, Kinnariji from Brahma Kumari, my colleague from the High Commission and the Cultural Center, Rudra Jayanta Bhagwati ji, and my dearest brothers and sisters from Guyana. I would also like to recognize our two wonderful hosts today, Govind ji and my colleague Narda. And Narda is always one step ahead. So in fact, she has so succinctly explained about the relationship between India and Guyana. So in fact, I'm not left with much to say in terms of what our relationship is all about. But at the same time, I think for any Indian ambassador or Indian High Commissioner who is coming to Guyana, it is both an easy and a difficult task. Easy because we are coming to, in a way, our own distant family, because we consider you as part of our family. Many of you, as we all know, have ancestral links with India, and that makes the relationship so special. Because of that, of course, the task becomes very simple, because we are visiting our family, we are part of that global family, and therefore whatever little that we do, as Hemraj Kisunji mentioned, whatever we are doing to promote our culture, our traditions, our shared heritage, becomes simple, because as we have seen all these wonderful performances this evening, already the Indian culture, Indian traditions and the Indian heritage is so wonderfully preserved in Guyana that our job becomes easier. And it is also difficult because once we see that there is already so much existing, what better can we do in order to improve the relationship is something which makes the task of any Indian ambassador or Indian High Commissioner a bit difficult. Of course, as Narda mentioned, we have the scholarships, we have several other initiatives which shape the relationship. But the most important link, obviously, remains the link between the people of India and Guyana. That people-to-people bond or friendship or relationship, whatever you call it, is the backbone of this relationship. That doesn't mean that we don't recognize the multi-ethnic nature of the Guyanese society. So it's not about focusing only on people who, of course, share the ancestral links with us, but also bring about, through the common values, as Narda explained, democracy, freedom, and with the feeling of responsibility towards our global family that brings us here and that makes our job both interesting and difficult. Talking about Diwali, of course, we are celebrating Diwali a bit earlier. Of course, it will be celebrated on the 19th of October. And Diwali in India, of course, as you know, it's not a one-day event. It's spread over 5 days. And there is one element of this festival which makes it really special. Of course, we talk about lighting of the lamp, the triumph of good over evil, bringing happiness, bringing light, removing darkness. All those things, of course, are quite important. But each of the 5 days of Diwali or Deepavali also has a special significance for our family structure and our economic milieu. The first day of Diwali, of course, in India, as we know, is often celebrated depending upon in which part of India you belong to. But these 5 elements, one day is dedicated, of course, to the recognition of importance of the animals, the cattle, who are so important in an agrarian society like India used to be, and of course Guyana also. Of course, after the advent of oil, the economy is fast developing, diversifying, but still agriculture continues to be a very important part of the society. And recognizing the importance of our farmers, our agricultural practitioners, and the cattle, that becomes the part of the first day of this festival. We thank them, we express our gratitude, and that is how the day is celebrated. We call it, of course, in my part of the country as Vasu Baras. Basically, recognizing the importance of the cattle wealth, because in Indian scriptures also we find that amongst the definition of prosperity, one of the definitions is also having the cattle wealth. The second day, of course, is also the celebration of herbs and different plants. And in a way, the symbolic representation of that is the god Dhanvantari, because it's dedicated to health and well-being. The third day, the darkest day of the month, we celebrate by lighting lamps and welcoming goddess Lakshmi to our house. We keep our doors open, we welcome everyone, we share our happiness, and that is the main day of Diwali. After that comes a very important day, and here is a tip for some of our brothers and sisters in Guyana. My wife is sitting here, so it's a very special day for the wives, because on that particular day, they can demand a gift for whatever they do for the welfare of the family from their husband, and that is called Padwa. And importantly, this also happens to be one of the day in the Indian scriptures. On that particular day, you don't need to see for any muhurt or any auspicious occasion. You can start any auspicious activity on that particular day, because it is considered as one of the auspicious occasions out of the 3.5 occasions that our scriptures prescribe as the holy or auspicious to begin any good work. And the last day of the Diwali is again a very special day, a festival on which the special bond between brothers and sisters is celebrated. So our festival is not only about prosperity, it is not only about happiness, but also about recognizing different aspects of the society, of community, about relationship that makes any celebration not merely a celebration of distributing sweets or lighting lamps, but recognizing this special bond, recognizing the relations which make a family structure, and also bring in an element of cohesiveness, which is such an important aspect in our society today. So this is something which we feel is the importance also of celebrating Diwali, and this celebration can never be complete unless the entire community comes together, joins hands, and celebrate it together. So we are delighted that as we are in a different land, in a very friendly country, we have this honor, a privilege of celebrating this special occasion.